I keep coming back to you. I keep coming back to you.
Hello, Internet World! Welcome to another episode of TV Nerdz. This is your host, Esoteric Child, here with Gabe Stomach.
Yo.
So let's go ahead and get to it. You know, we was briefly talking about the new series on Netflix, the new Resident Evil series.
I get the controversy. It is a little too, I'm not saying women first isn't bad, but old Resident Evil movies had that girl from Fifth Element in it.
Mm-hmm.
Those were fire. So as a women main,
It ain't the fact that it's like a strong, the strong women lead.
right?
It's
It's just for some reason the way they write her, like the series character Jade, the way they write her, like they're swapping between past and present in the series. So as you're watching it, they'll do like flashbacks to her as a child or a teenager, really, right? But in doing that, it I get that you build the backstory, but in my head, it's like you're better off just doing the flashback as a whole episode, instead of bouncing back and forth. Because now I just get the feeling,
the unprofessionalism of it,
Right.
bro. Like, come on now.
well, I leave tomorrow, so I gotta make sure everything's Gucci.
All right. Where you heading to anyway? You always heading out somewhere.
Jersey,
Jersey.
yeah. But the back and forth of it, the back and forth was flashbacks, paints the new character as it's your fault,
Mm-hmm.
and she's the cause of all this. When I mean her fault, from ground zero, she was part of the beginning program. She was tested on, or they got samples of her blood type crap. But
So it's kind of on some Last of Us type of shit.
yeah, but her and her sister saw some rabbits, right, being shuttled or carted into an elevator, and all of a sudden got the idea that they're doing animal PETA shit. They went PETA. And was
They were trying to save the rabbits and
right,
ended up fucking shit up.
because the rabbit was infected. Went loose. No, not a rabbit. A dog was infected and got loose and bit one of the girls. But now the girl's infected, right? What they don't know is, 6 months prior, in Tijuana, Mexico, same thing happened. But the dude who got bit in 72 hours killed 9 people and injured 3 and had to be put down. And he was he went crazy. And so it's an umbrella corp.
Yeah.
So it's how the T virus comes about, pretty much. And so that's all happening. And it's yo, you guys are idiots to even think this was going to be a good idea, because you didn't know. Yeah, I'm going to free the rabbits, but if you don't know what you're freeing.
Honestly, if I was them, anything that comes to that facility, I'm thinking it's infected. I'm not.
That's my point.
Why
That's
are you
my point.
bringing something uninfected here?
That's
come
my
on
point.
now.
We're gonna free the rabbits, yeah, but if they've already been injected, it's too late. You just ruined. You can tell. And then here's the other thing that kind of annoyed me with. They kept correlating the T virus to COVID, and the father who made made this drug, or which made a drug that causes the T virus, is no, it's not like COVID. Oh, so
they mentioned COVID and
3 or 4 times in the whole series.
I understand.
And it's
I understand we went through a whole pandemic and everything, but I liked it better when entertainment just made us forget about COVID.
Right.
There are so many TV series that were just yeah, we didn't even mention COVID.
But
you
it's
know? But they always said it in present time. But yeah, we just kind of just made it seem like COVID didn't matter. So,
right. Or in Grey's Anatomy, they made that shit the center point, because it's a hospital. So it makes sense for your writing.
Yeah.
But in this,
that must have been the easiest. That must be the easiest season to write.
What?
Because bro, all you got to do is just look at some numbers and just be yeah, we
just run another COVID series. What again, bro? It's been 2 years.
Come on now.
But no, they did they mentioned it like 3 times, and every time it was the girls mentioning it. It's like, oh, it's like COVID, because they're like, oh, we're infected, or like they're infected like COVID, and he's like, no, way worse. Like we're screwed.
And
type
especially if it's worse, why even mention COVID if it's gonna be worse?
Yeah, and then like the dad, like the type of place these girls were at, they're in like a scientific city or town. So like everybody that was living there worked at the Umbrella Corporation, right?
Yeah.
So like the dad had like hidden clues and crap, and like a bag full of fake passports and money and from different currencies, a gun, like a go bag that you would in case shit hits the fan, right? And these girls still questioned him, right? And it blew my mind. I was like, yo, y'all are teenagers in like, I don't know, it's like 20, I think it's like 2028 or something, 2030 or something like that, when these girls are talking about it and like and they're doing the research. So it's like years after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But like future, like the shit in the past has happened where you've seen, taken, like movies have happened, you know what I mean? Like James Bond.
I think even in
that crap.
I think even in real life, people are still gonna be talking about COVID even in 2028 or something like that.
Right.
But it ain't gonna be that severe. Like,
but like the girls couldn't make the common correlation to like, oh, my dad's in some serious shit, maybe we should start trusting him. That's what pissed me off. It was like, it wasn't a taken moment where I was like, I feel like there should be a taken moment where these girls should be like trusting their dad, because now they just found a bag full of money, their own passports and his and his mom and the wife in different names, and a gun ready to bounce, like hidden in the floor. And like all the stuff he's done was like to protect them, and they still didn't trust him, and it cost him his life and like everybody their lives and type shit, and like ruined the whole, like the infection got out.
It was kind of like some Adam and Eve type of shit.
Yeah,
like, you gonna blame the woman for some reason,
and it's like, well, really, it's not her fault. It kind of is. It kind of like a little bit was her fault. Like you could have just this one time, like of all the times to not listen to him and be disobedient. Like you're in his lab right now, and the whole thing caught on fire. And then it had to be put out. So it destroyed all the evidence. And you thought you was going to die. And then they chained him. They hit him with a pan, knock him out. Their father. And then they chained him to the bed asking him questions like, why do you have our blood? Why do you have this? What do you think I am?
He's a fucking scientist.
I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking scientist, and you have my blood in you, and I have whatever it is they want you to know. They're doing studies. What kind of question is that? Well, why are you... Because she's been bitten by some nonsense. Why were you in even... And he was asking them, why were you even in the fucking factory? Like, why were you there? And the girls were like, because we wanted to free the rabbits. Because we saw that there were rabbits being carted in.
Because they're all infected.
And he gave them like, like fathers that be giving like...
Yo.
What? It was that. I'm glad they did a black father. But like and then the actor they used is the voice from Destiny 2 Zavala. So if you play Destiny 2, he's the Vanguard guy. Mm-hmm. It's him as the actor. So he's really good at it. Really good. And he plays as like a supporting actor. Mm-hmm. Man was out here about to torture people. He killed he offed a dude because of his daughters. Like he was down for his kids.
Yeah.
And these kids didn't trust him. And then another part of the series was like my man Baxter, right? But this dude Baxter chasing Jade. Now, this is all, everything I told you was all in the past. So now we fast forward this to like present time, and the world is fucked. And the T virus is now all over the place. And Umbrella has certain areas protected, but it's zombies. You know what I'm saying?
There's only so much you can protect.
Right. And people gonna be people, right? So
that's the same thing with COVID. I could understand why they kind of talked about COVID, because even with COVID, like people gonna
still. Oh, he's not sick. He looks sick. I'm like, nah, he not. Yo, he drooling from his face and he's moaning.
Oh God.
He's definitely a zombie. Like, nah. He just got cold, and then like, I can't tell you how many people in this series did that, and like 3 or 4 hours later, and like you got to kill the person and the other person. And you're just like, so like there was like that part, but my man Baxter was this gray suit wearing dude who was like, he looked like an accountant, but he was with like a whole bunch of soldiers. So I guess he was like a higher up associate or something. However, like only up until the very end of like the series, like I want to say like the 3 episodes before the finale, or 2 episodes before the finale, Baxter and this girl Jade, who caused the whole thing, get captured by like French crazy ass people who do like cannibalism, all that type of stuff, and they believe that the virus is an act of God.
This reminds me so much of Last of Us 2. Like, bruh,
This, I'm getting there.
I could kind of see why. Like, you could just give us the Last of Us series if you're gonna do this. Like, come on.
To the T. It's almost to the T, the storyline, right? So like,
Or not even 2. That actually happened in the first one.
yeah.
But
This
even
is
still,
where
like,
it gets bad, because I'm getting into the Last of Us comes at the end of this whole series, right? So like so Baxter, like they all get caught. Baxter gets a shot in the shoulder. Like his whole team's captured, all by the French cannibalist people, and what they're doing is they're just cutting people up and throwing them to this witch, to this pretty much zombie queen, and she eats them, and all the other zombies just do what she says, right? And so like one by one, niggas is getting cut by a chainsaw and then thrown to this lady, and eventually somehow these two with a broken arm, with a shot arm, and her wedge open the gate, the prison cell, bust open, get guns, right? And all hell breaks loose. They let all the zombies out, and it's just massacres. And for some reason, it just doesn't make sense in terms of action and like not realistic, but like how like previous Resident Evil like series went. Like when shit hits the fan, you at least got a group of soldiers that can handle their own.
But right there, it was just 2 people.
Bro, all 8 of these soldiers, people with armor, like decked out black armor, like they're ready, right? Helmets, they all got overwhelmed and died in like the first 2 seconds of them getting released, and it's just Baxter and her, and I'm just like, what just how does this happen? And then like Baxter though, somehow, mind you, gray suit, right? His soldiers all with the high-tech umbrella armor. So Baxter with the gray suit kills like 136 zombies. I'm a little bit exaggerating, but it's a lot. And I'm talking with like he bashes a couple head. He throws like he has a AK with the bayonet, and he used that bayonet well. And I'm talking really well. He's cutting niggas' tendons. I mean, he's stabbing him in the neck. He stabbed one zombie in the neck and then pulled the trigger. It was crazy. It was like watching. You ever seen? Which I think is what they did too. They got the choreographer from Kingsman. You ever seen the Kingsman?
Yeah.
So you know their action scenes when they do a Kingsman, it's all like 360-ish.
Yeah.
And then they'll do the slow motion shots, and like they highlight when the dude does some crazy stance. Well, that's pretty much the entire segment for Baxter, up until the end when they're just now making it to the last exit. And somehow Baxter just gets eaten, and Jade just climbs through the ladder and gets away free. And it pissed me off so much because I was like,
so it's kind of like they made that season like a prequel.
yeah,
You know,
but there's not gonna be another. They're not gonna get another season.
you think they're gonna get renewed?
No, because like I said, like just because that's it alone, like they give so much. Like for one episode, you gave me so much hope for Baxter to be like a supporting character, just off in this way. Don't get me wrong, I get it. Like you off certain characters anyway, but like unlike The Walking Dead, they'll keep the character. They didn't keep the character story worth. You know what I mean? Like if you had kept Baxter's character and then flipped him, you're gonna be like on the inside of town, and then you help me on the next time you fight. You know what I mean? Like one of those, like my enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That type of relationship, and brought that into season 2, would have been a cool like story.
Instead of just killing them off. I mean,
And he had kids.
I mean, was it like based? I mean, these days, having a dog is like having a kid, like they always say. But was this based off of one of the video games, or was it just like? Do you feel like it was based off one of the video games, or was it original?
I think it was supposed to be based off one of the video games, but what it actually is between Resident Evil 3. It was like what happened between, because Resident Evil 3 was caused the one with the shit with Jake. In the series, you see the prequel of Jade's childhood, how
2 episodes.
No,
Oh.
10 years. No, well, yeah. Like, for the whole, no, she didn't for a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
But she technically somehow lived for like the next, I don't know, 15, 20 years. She was big, so it's like,
So she's somewhat like immune to the virus.
supposedly, somehow throughout the series, they meet and she develops, like, she shares the information that she, time is ticking. Like, it's not that she was immune, it just it took longer for her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it still took me like 15 years for you to train. What, once this happens, what do you become? You know, what they're finding out is that you don't die. You can surgery. Pretty much you're evolving.
Or isn't it kind of like? Is it kind of like what in those like zombie, those like kind of zombie movies where it's like you're technically brain dead, but your body is just you're a zombie now. You're basically brain dead. You don't really subconsciously know what you're doing. You're just
Dude, it's like, yes and no. You know Star Trek?
not really.
You know the board?
Yeah.
Alright, so it's like the board. Like the zombies in this.
Mm-hmm.
Where like one person queen, the zombie queen, and control the act. And so like, cause it, I don't think they know if it's on like brain level, like
Mm-hmm.
but when they're doing tests with it, they adding the things, adding saliva, adding spit to the DNA. Made your body. It was one of those. It was one of those.
So it's kind of like a pheromone in a way.
Yeah. And but like this, but the one zombie can manipulate the rest of
Oh.
them. And then they live underwater. Like they were just like my man would just chill in the water and float over the head. And then just woke up. I was like, huh? How does he just stand upright? Like my man just stand. But it was a good series. Oh, and then the storyline, or the plot ending for it, ain't kind of lasting.
They should have like. I would rather just see an original like Last of Us
movie,
instead of basing something off the Last of Us. Like, I mean, they already saying that they're developing it, so I don't get why you're gonna like. Isn't that kind of like copyright in a way? So
Hence why there's a week where I don't think they'll make the second series. Like,
yeah.
I don't know,
And
you
you
want to watch it?
and usually like Netflix, like when it comes to stuff like that, Netflix is like good. Like they had a CGI like version of like a Resident Evil kind of series, and it was pretty good. CG.
That one got controversy too. They switched up the main character.
I'd rather have that kind of controversy than just use straight up just lazy writing. You know. Yeah. But I mean, the CGI was so good. It looked like, oh shit, this is a real actor. No, this is animated. I'm like, holy shit, like, CGI done right can, like, for real.
To your credit too, like they did do it enough. Like remember Resident Evil had like one fog ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
You had like even in the game when you play Resident Evil game, niggas like
Mhm.
ceiling would jump out to and spin and stuff. Like they had those creatures like once, and like other monsters like 1 or 2 times. The rest of them, like Walking Dead, and zombies, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me kind of like, if this is Resident Evil, I expect more mutations.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Same. I guess you see the same thing with Last of Us. There's different mutations of those type of like monsters. It's just the longer you are infected, that's what you become. So.
Yeah. Because we should have with this add like the end of CGI, you could have added more monsters.
Mhm.
They had a worm in the first season. That was one of the coolest parts.
Something I would say was kind of cool, I guess, about like the marketing behind it was, I saw this one video where it was like, I think it was in New York, and it was like a 3D billboard, and it kind of had like, it was like a monster like just kind of breaking out of the thing, and like it looked like it's gonna jump at you, but it's just really like, and it was so funny, like they were like in the comments and the Twitter post, they were just like, yo, like this is exactly what Back to the Future was predicting. But you know, it actually looks so realistic. It's like, holy shit, you know.
So, like,
Just just imagine like how it's gonna be, like how these billboards gonna be now.
That's the thing. Like, there's some they can design.
Mm-hmm.
They have like tailored.
Mm-hmm.
So, like as you walk by, they'll know like because you're taking a picture of the distance and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll know to like that you're a man. Like whatever, like it'll see your face, whatever you identify as. They will adjust the advertising.
Hmm.
I feel like that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's a bit too invasive. Cause then soon, what is it like? It always does something with Wi-Fi. It picks up like your phone. It's like what you really look at in your phone. It's just it's just basically gonna be like just these how ads are now on social media.
I think it's how it works. So as you approach the billboard, it will see your phone and you see that. And the crazy.
I just think that's
crazy
too
part
much.
is, like,
It's like
some they're talking about it. Now they haven't implemented
Mhm.
it. Part of that, like, as you walk, that like other people could see the same advertising.
Mhm.
Oh, what happened? My shit broke.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Mm.
I did turn it on.
Yeah. I mean, things happen.
Yeah, it's
Um,
whatever.
Yeah, but you know, speaking of that, I saw this like story earlier, like this week. I think it was yesterday, where it was saying like how now BMW is gonna have like a subscription for like their heated seats.
What?
Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck I said when I saw this. It was literally just like, I guess for X amount of dollars a month, you could have heated seats in your car. I'm just like, this makes no damn sense. It's
Well-
just like I kind of get it. Like I don't know what the trouble is with having heated seats, but say if you just want to do it for like 3 months just for the winter or something, then just turn it off. But still, it's like, are you gonna have to change the seats? Like take it into BMW, change the seats or something? Just
I don't think this is for those models though. Like honestly thinking, I think this is for the IO,
yeah, the i8
the
or something like that.
i8.
Just one of those real advanced like electric ones that they're gonna come out with soon.
Well, yeah,
But-
because if you think about it, electric seats would use more power. So if you're paying for a subscription for electric seats, like you don't have to use. You probably wouldn't be paying for more power. You know what I mean? Like it would
or
be
you wouldn't
power
have to recharge the battery off or
as
something like
much. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like you would have like whatever your range would be. Like let's say you had 300 miles,
Mhm.
and then with the heated seats, you got 250 or 260 miles.
depending on how often you
how
use
often
the
you,
seats.
yeah, and if they're on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that being, I could see that being a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause then like, but it's like, what else are you gonna? When are you gonna stop? Or like, where's the? Cause that's pretty.
Yeah, where's the line? Where are you gonna draw the line at? Because he's just like,
That's too
Just-
much.
it's like we already deal with subscriptions for like stuff to like streaming services and all this shit. Like, what more are you going to like? I'm already paying this much money for a car.
That's what I'm
You know,
saying.
like come on.
It should be already
And
heated
then
seats.
and then like say, what if you have like satellite radio or like Sirius XM? I got to pay a subscription for that. Now
Yeah.
I got to pay a subscription just to have some comfortable seats.
That's
like,
where I
come
draw
on.
the line.
Yeah.
I feel you on that because like I feel like at some point I'm paying, especially for BMW. If you do,
It's
Kia,
gonna
if
be
Kia
some-
did this, I feel you, Kia. Nah, I feel that. I feel you. You struggling. You selling a whole bunch of Kia Fits, whatever the small cars are, whatever. I don't know what the cars are.
Them little ass cars that like
Yeah.
look like a clown car or something like that, bro.
You selling a whole bunch of those, and you ain't. Those are like 12. You know what I'm saying? You ain't selling like how many tell you
Bro, the average car is like $20,000, man. Come on now, stop it. The Fiat.
Fiat or yeah, whatever.
Nah, I know there's a car that's like fit.
Yeah.
FTI. I know there's a car like that.
FIT,
But
whatever it is.
come on now. But
Fit,
yeah, the Fiat.
All of them. Well, no, Fiat is expensive. I'm saying Fit. I'm talking about that one. The Fit car.
The one
that
that's like
bullshit.
the economy car that's real fucking small,
the
basically.
tires about this big.
Yeah.
The Fit. I don't know.
I
What
think that is
who
Chevy.
makes Fit.
But either way, go ahead. What were you saying, man?
Like if whoever is making that and you have a subscription for like heated seats, I get it. But as BMW,
I
bro,
don't. The average car is like $20,000, man.
average car. What average car are you buying?
Dude, like, bro.
Like, you want power
the
windows?
sedan- like,
That's-
come on, man. Like the average sedan is like 20,000.
That's Honda.
Honda Fit. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. That's
So I mean, come on.
Subscription.
The average car is like 20,000. Like,
Okay,
stop it.
20,000 for an average car, which actually makes a lot more sense, and it's not crazy price. But are you talking comparing that to like BMWs? Like their starting price goes out like 28,000 for like your base model, like 3 Series that has crank windows.
Nah, it's usually like 40 something. Like
No,
40,
no,
28.
28,000.
28,000.
I'm talking like your base. I'm talking like
basic.
You got a 4-cylinder eco engine. Like you got crank windows. It got AC. It don't have cruise control. It you know what I'm saying? Like it's your base.
So it's not like
model.
no new model type shit.
No, it is a new model, but they do base models. They do the lowest of the low end because you have to have a. Cause think about it. Some people literally don't want the extra shit. Because if you're gonna swap out parts or make it into a racer, I'm not gonna buy the most expensive BMW just to take the fucking parts out that I paid for to throw them to the side. I'd rather buy a base model BMW, add the engine, add whatever I need to it, and get the benefits that way, and just throw out some plastic bits. You know what I'm saying? So that's the logic that like.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, you might as well
modifiers
just
do.
get a used car.
That too,
Like,
but
honestly.
But if you
might-
if you can't get a new used car, they have. That's why base models exist, is so that people who want to modify.
I mean,
turn
even
a
with
car,
like the basement, like you might as well get like a cheap, under 10,000, used car and do that.
yeah,
But it's just gonna take more time. It's gonna put.
but you have to.
you know.
But okay, comparing the choices of a used car BMW for 10 grand, sure, right? But it's been in accidents. I gotta trust that the subframe is perfect. I gotta trust that this whatever.
You already gonna modify it anyway.
Yeah, but
gonna take the
you
frame
can't
out.
modify the subframe. You can't modify frames like that. That fucks the whole structure. That's why you get in the front. You get in the frame for the frame. So if you get in a used car that probably been through a couple fenders, some old lady hitting some potholes, I don't want worn shit. I'm just gonna get a new frame, new body, and just buy the cheap ass car. And the fucked up part is, if you buy like the frame from like a factory, you're probably paying like several $100,000 as opposed to like the 10 grand or whatever it is for the base model shit. It's car logic, bro. I've been reading up on it. I'm trying to get my shit right. My Malibu falling apart, boy.
No.
Hey, and I pulled
Hey,
it out
don't
the
worry.
river.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. My car.
It picked you up today, right?
Hey, yo.
With AC, right?
Bruh.
With AC though, right? And you got in with AC and we drove away, right?
Hey, man, don't worry about it. My car's fucked up too. So
You
come on.
only
now.
got AC.
You ain't have to do that. like,
Ungrateful out here.
like, bro.
You could be sitting hot in his car.
Hey, I know I gotta put my windows down for some air. Like, chill out.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Let-
I'm cool with that.
You heard them thunderstorms. Don't look at me. You'd look at me pissed if I had to crack the window down on your ass and have you wet. Look, it's hot. We all been there.
It's
with
either
a car
that,
with no
it's
AC.
either that, or you gotta just go through it, put the windows up, sweat it out. Duh.
Bro, my Stratus, son, was doo-doo. And then I had a was it a rodeo or something? I had a Pilot or something. Yeah, I had some cars. I've been through the struggles, bro. Yeah.
This reminds me of my car right now. Like, come on.
You turn the air on, but you put it on the intake one, so
Yeah.
you can just get the air passing through your system, so you can get the cold breeze, kind of.
That's the only cold breeze you're gonna get, if
Yeah.
any.
But yeah, back to
yeah.
the thing about the parts though. Like BMW doesn't make sense. I'm paying like 30 grand minimum for a car, and you're gonna subscribe me for heated seats. I'm fighting you on. Like if we was a dealer, yo, meet me
I
outside.
mean, even for like a lot of these luxury cars, like I'm already paying this much for the car. You know, why I gotta have a subscription for heated seats?
like,
Most of the time, it's like, what's the benefit for heated seats anyway?
oh, your back hurt. Your back fixed. And then you talking like in certain.
I'd rather get one.
Mercedes-
I'd rather get one of those massage chairs in my house and just do that.
You,
if
have
anything.
you ridden in an E-Class, nigga? Like an E-Class Mercedes, bro? It's got heated seats that massage your back. You just sitting there going, oh, this is what money buy you?
That's
Oh,
Man.
what?
that has to be self-driving.
Oh, let me see.
if you're gonna do that, it better be self-driving.
They have the driver, passenger, and if you got more money, they have the rear. They have the back passengers got their own set.
Oh
too.
nah, oh nah.
You just sitting
I'm
there
not.
like,
I'm not paying that much just
the
for the niggas in the
fuck
back
is-
seat. Nah. I don't care how much money I got. I'm not doing that for the back seat. You in the back seat for a reason, nigga.
bro, you be driving. Yo, drive the car. You sit in the back seat chilling. I want my if anything, I want the back seat to have it, cause I ain't gonna drive my car all the fucking time. It's a Maybach. I want to be
You
looking.
niggas monkey.
I want to step out with the ceiling missing. You know what I'm saying?
This guy.
I'm rich now, bitch. My shit massages
Oh,
my
man.
back as I drive. That's money. I'll never get to that point, cause as soon as that breaks, they gonna tell me a price. I'm gonna
Dude.
throw the whole car away.
That's what, dude. That's why
the
with
whole
these luxury cars, it's like, yo, they either lease them shits or like if you own it, they don't drive that shit all the time. 'Cause it's like, bruh, one repair is like, yo, you might as well get a new car.
Dude, like for no 100.
Mhm.
You know the track record on Jaguars? Is it Jaguar? What's it called?
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Yeah.
Like you know the track record on those, bro. They're like the most notorious. They're just up there with Jeep in terms of breaking down. Like as soon as they break down, you can't fix it. Like just throw the car away. Well, I had
I don't know why. Like, then why would you make a car that exists like that to the point where it's like,
bro. They drive
it's just,
amazing. Like I like as of because I valet a lot. So when I tell you I've driven a bunch of cars, comparable like Jaguar.
one of my closest friends, her father has like an old school Jaguar.
And
it's it's one of them classic Jaguar. Like I seen him drive it one
with
time.
the,
like,
with the Jaguar at the top. With
Yeah.
the sun and the two.
and it's like, bro, like whenever I was seeing like, and I'm like, that's some pimp shit right there, bro.
Bro.
Like, dude,
I don't know what it is, but for some reason back in the day, every villain had a Jaguar. Like even in James Bond.
I mean, I think that's just because like even how nowadays like the villain like that just it's like it was a status thing. Because nowadays, for like status having money, is Benz, is Mercedes. You know, it's Mercedes, it's Benz, it's Maybach, it's Bentley. Nowadays is a Bentley.
Yeah, true. No, I'm not,
Yo, back in the day, they had mop, like I think early 2000s or something like that, or like mid 2000s, 2010. Like the villain, any rich villain would have a Phantom.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I
So
just
it's
feel
just
about
like with the
Jag-
time and the time back then, the most luxurious item was a Jaguar.
Yeah, well, it also comes down to the rideability. Like the ones Jaguars had like the smoothest engine, so if you just cruise down the street, you could just be, you wouldn't even know. So like, I know that was one of the, but only for like one of the cars. It wasn't like their whole model of cars, but like one of the cars had like the smooth, and that became like their highlight.
Yeah.
Like what made them into stardom of car legendary, I guess. But all I know is when I see my uncle and stuff, when he like I felt like this nigga was a villain. Like he done some. He bought when I realized. Here's the thing I realized about Jaguar people, right? They'll buy another Jaguar over than getting a rental car or get another car. It's like that, and I was like, that's so diehard that I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But it's like that's. But it's not just liquid. It's like the mentality of like, no, I need my villain. I need this car again.
It's just
he bought the same car again. He was like, it was in the shop, so it was like, oh, we just. Get
I mean,
a
plus
rental.
that's more of an old school thing. It's like once you're used to something, you don't want to go back.
It's true.
That's
true.
why like if I ever have money, I'm not gonna splurge and get like the most expensive car. Like fuck that.
I'm getting one or two. I got it. What? You know what I'm saying?
All them real rich ass niggas, they be having them bust up cars, bro.
What you
so
driving,
fuck that.
Eugene? Santa Fe?
Honestly, I would get a classic car.
Really?
I would get a classic car, like one of them classic like Chevy Malibus or a beach cruiser.
I get a Monte Carlo. You know what? I get a Monte Carlo. Is it the Monte Carlo with
Yeah,
the
the Monte
back?
Carlo. Yeah, the Monte Carlo.
They got the load.
Yeah, the low rider one.
the
Yeah,
low
it's
rider
usually
back?
the Monte Carlo.
I want one of those. For some reason, just having a flatbed trunk in a car was just dope to me still.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised they haven't done it again. They making a new A-Team van, and boy,
AT van.
the A-Team, you know the van, the GNC, whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, it is dope. Nah. It was a different version though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you disrespect that?
Oh, man.
That's a GNC, bro.
Yeah, man. But I mean, also something like I know you were talking about with Resident Evil, how they were being a little bit too like, well, it kind of goes into the topic that I really wanted to talk to us about. Because I finished watching the
The Boys.
Well, that too, and that also goes into that too. But I will say that show, The Boys, that shit's wild as fuck. But I freaking love the show. I love the concept of it. How they just like they're basically taking, it's basically kind of like not really like a parody making fun of like DC and Marvel, but it's literally just kind of like if you were to put superheroes in real life and added politics to it, because like you got a whole company basically representing these heroes, and they gotta have basically kind of like if you really had these heroes be celebrities in a way, but they still got to be heroes. Yeah, but I finished watching that, and I also finished watching Miss Marvel, which I would say I get why, because like I saw this article saying that it's one of their highest rated shows on for like the Disney Plus series, for the Marvel Disney Plus like series. It's one of their highest. Oh yeah, I think I've seen that.
You seen it?
So,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, Miss Marvel is now like their highest like rated like Marvel show on Disney Plus. And I see why, because the last few episodes of the season, solid.
It's better than
I
Moon
fucks
Knight.
with
It's higher than Moon Knight.
I'm not sure. I gotta look at it again, but I did see one where it says like a lot of people just saying that audience wise, the audience loved it. You know, I wouldn't say like, because I think I would say this. It did start off slow to what you were saying, but it ends beautifully.
Yeah.
Which I feel like with Moon Knight, it started off great, but you know, towards the end, it's just kind of like, it got a little rocky in the end, but it was still good.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
But
I can see
but to
how
what
it
the
got-
topic I wanted to get to was with both The Boys. I did notice in the last couple of episodes of the last season of The Boys, and with a few episodes of Miss Marvel. Disney, and I know Disney did that with the Obi-Wan series. It literally is saying that little message is saying that, you know, some of the images here might be disturbing to some audience. And I know in The Boys they had some where like, you know, we deal with issues like this episode deals with issues like suicide, this and that, mental health, blah blah blah. And I think it was the seventh episode of third season of The Boys. That shit got heavy. Like, if you want to talk about a good mental health episode, that shit got heavy. And it's fucking good, but it got heavy. But what I wanted to like get into and ask the question is that now with all this shit that happened, like I understand why, like when it came to Miss Marvel, why they had that, you know, this might be disturbing to some audience, because there was a part of the episode where, you know, where Kamala is just getting that one Indian dude. He's trying to help him escape, and Damage Control basically shoots at the kid. And it's like, I get it because of the whole, you know, Texas shooting and everything like that. Why you had that, you know, trigger warning there, but it's just now with social media and everybody being so aware of all these like tragedies, it's like, is the entertainment industry really gonna have a trigger warning for everybody now?
Yup. 100%.
Like, cause it's just like, cause some people, it's like first of all, they already filmed this like probably months, maybe a year before this tragedy happened. So, and I know you want to be sensitive to everybody, but still, it's like, as a consumer, you got to realize that there's a difference between reality and fantasy. What you're watching right now is not reality.
That's not true though, because like we've blurred that line with social media. The line that we once had between like reality and fantasy, our generation knows that because we grew up with no cell phones. Well, not no cell phones, but like not the cell phones we have today.
Like just the cell phones we had back then was literally just call, maybe play
T9. What?
You know, maybe play Snake,
some Pong,
you know,
or some
Tetris or something like that. But now it's like
on deck. But
now you got the whole world on your phone nowadays.
And it's you had brands that don't even make phones. Sony, Emerson. You know what you know what I'm saying?
Like, when was the last time you seen Nokia?
Yeah. Full phone, yeah, and then the
phone company. And look,
You had Huawei for a bit. You had Google for a bit, and now it's just the
Google still got phones too.
But I'm saying,
but I'm just saying, it just dwindled down to like
those it.
phone.
Microsoft had a phone at one time.
I mean, I think there's still some of those like older phones, but like the main phone, like if you want like a smart, like, and nowadays you gotta have a smartphone for most
Like,
of the shit.
What happened to Nextel? I mean, they got bought out, but why the feature?
You know what happened to Boost Mobile?
What happened to where you at? I'm at where you at. Boost Mobile's still here, but the
But their phone,
The
like their
chirp.
Boost Mobile phone,
the chirp,
like the
bro?
one that shit that where it's like you see
Where you
something
at?
like the like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking. Yo,
I'm talking about like your phone, like you see.
You didn't have to open it to talk to nobody. You could have just gone through the buttons, find the content. Yo, where you at, bro?
It's like a walkie-talkie or some shit like that, bro.
It was the hardest shit ever. I didn't have to call nobody. I could just chirp them and then get.
Or
the
if you wanted to
response
send
back.
someone a voicemail, you literally just like Boost Mobile had that phone where it's like, bing, and you just. I ain't had that shit either, but the commercials was legit. The
I had
commercials
a
was
Boost
funny
Mobile
as shit.
once. I had a Boost Mobile once, and that shit was dope. And then it was like, man. And then the phone broke, and I was like, I got a new one. But just saying, like the ideas of phones back in the day was just changed. So now we
And
blurred.
plus internet too.
The internet was just as wild back in the day. Internet just still as wild.
Nah, but back in the day, like everything was like starting up with the internet, and like you remember when literally you had to wait a certain time to get on the internet. You literally had to wait till like 6 o'clock. Like the internet closed back in the day. Like literally, you couldn't go on AOL until like 6 o'clock.
Why? Nah, because people stopped calling your house. People stopped calling you at night.
Yeah.
What?
Like literally, there was a time when literally the internet.
Yeah, that was that part too.
Not even that, but I'm talking about like going on AOL, like the internet. Yeah.
There was no server to keep everything on the server.
Right.
So you
Like
couldn't.
this.
So you couldn't go on your lap. You couldn't go on your computer. You couldn't go on your computer like late at night. Like literally, you had to. The only way to go on the internet was go through AOL or like dial up, something like that. And literally, like legit, you had to wait till 6 o'clock in the morning, and at a certain time at night, it shut off.
Yeah, they themselves.
I never
Basically, it had a closing. It had a closing time.
Computer had to go with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never had that issue. I think that just pertained to your area. Because my area, I'm in New York, so you can't shut servers down in my area. Because there's constantly somebody needs internet in my area for something. You wouldn't. But like if you're out here or something.
I'm saying when it first began,
Yeah.
when it first got in, it wasn't.
Never had that issue. That's what I'm saying. I never had.
Well, I mean, you wasn't really privy to the internet for that. Like, I'm older than you, so.
I was saying it probably wasn't a thing.
I'm younger than the both of y'all, and I know exactly.
He had
come
it.
on.
That's what I'm saying. So if he remembers it, it still wasn't an era at time.
I'm 26.
So like
Nah,
if
27.
So if it's in his memory banks, that means it had to have been in mine, and I just don't. I never came across that issue. Now
It might have been the area. Like
I
if
think
you
it
live in
becomes
New York,
an area
then yeah.
because like if I'm not mistaken, they did have local servers for shit like that. Like I was like again 10-minute train ride from the city. If I'm connected to the servers that way, yeah. And World Trade Center is right next to me, which is the main hub for AOL, AT&T, and all that back in the day. Bell Atlantic, when we had Bell Atlantic was a thing. Yeah, they were all out of World Trade
Bell
Center.
still a thing, bro?
Nah, they all got bought out. I think they all got bought out.
Nah, man.
Bell South?
It got like
What?
something like that.
Bell South? I'm sure.
Nah. Yeah. I mean that one block spot is the Airbnb now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like what I was saying is that I get, people still want to watch the show, but if you have something that's gonna get like, give you like anxiety because it's like you dealt with that kind of tragedy, or you like I understand having a trigger warning, but like for for certain shows, it's like you're gonna know that. Especially, you're talking about like a teenage hero. So some fucked up shit's gonna happen to them, and they got to deal with it. So that's like having a trigger warning for Spider-Man. You know, Spider-Man's still in high school
Right.
or going to college. You know,
Yeah, but it's like it's the scene that would be it's the scene that you'd see in Spider-Man. That's why it's okay. Like in Spider-Man, there wouldn't be somebody getting shot in a school. It'd be like Doc Ock coming in, or like Green Goblin
or
fucking some shit up.
what if they made a show with?
So you can
Or what if they made a show with Spider-Man and Punisher?
again, even still, the Punisher wouldn't be shooting kids. So like you still, you know what I mean? Like the villain in this is what you're saying is the issue here, and that's where the trigger warning is. A villain is a human, so it's like you have to put the trigger warning or something like that. But like you can stretch it if you have some ghostly being coming in and killing kids. Then yeah, it's like it's just highly unlikely a ghost will come in and kill some kids.
But it's something that's so
something
just
so close to home.
Yeah.
You like some dude in SWAT gear shot through a school and was trying to get the bad guy and hit a kid. Trigger warning has to be enforced at that one because that can actually happen. But again, also like I said, when it comes to like we blurred the line between reality now is we don't differentiate anymore. Like I know books are going out like still, but like
Oh yeah, people still love books.
for sure. But I'm saying, when was the last hype other than Harry Potter? You get what I'm saying?
I think nowadays it's just. Yeah.
But I'm not. I know
There
I
are
understand.
definitely some circles where they look like yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But it's like we're not.
But also, I think it's not marketed
That's
the
what I'm
same
saying.
way as like a movie or something like that.
That's my point.
It's just more of like, okay, this is like you have like a social media group or something like that, or even just the social media in general. Like there's still hype behind books, but it's not like, hey, you know, you have a commercial or an ad for this book.
No, for sure. I'm not saying that. They do it.
It's y'all are not in those circles. Like, you don't have any UFC come across the screen because you don't search for it. It makes money. Whatever you search for, that's what's going to come out.
Right, and I get
There's ads for like toys that y'all have never even seen.
I get ads for comic books. There's a new black comic book publisher company that just released.
Mhm.
That's going like
I think I've
like
seen it because I do.
non-woke, and it made $3 million in like the first year. Like, first couple.
I followed
months.
this on one I think it's on Black Sand Entertainment. I followed their page on Instagram and they did talk about that
That company.
that one company.
Yeah, so it's like but like you think about it in terms of like the amount of shit you're watching, right? Like we're watching everything on phones, Oculus, watches, whatever. We're just watching the screen, like comparing them to other medias. Like if you compare like everything we do to games, we manipulate the game so we can differentiate between reality and fantasy because I'm controlling this character. Even if it's in VR, I'm still controlling this character in this fantasy world. But if we're just watching it, we just get lost into the world of just watching whatever it is, and it's almost like brainwash at that moment. Where there's no and what I'm saying is like there's no decision making. Your brain isn't really working.
You're just basically letting whatever happens in front of you
and just downloads into your brain. Like
I used to think it's like wow when I see like some people they get really into a show or into a movie to the point where they just hate the actor,
right?
Who like the
in
like,
person.
He's a character. He's not the same.
Who was Romeo? Remember Romeo from Steve Harvey show?
Yeah.
The girl loved him in real life, like truly loved this nigga, and it was just a character. And he was like, "Nah, I don't." And then offed him because he let her down. Like at that level, you know what I'm saying? That was back in the '90s. Think of the level of connection we made now.
I think like a most recent example I could think of was you remember BT did the New Edition story, and I think the guy Woody I can't remember his last name, but Woody like. He played the character Bobby Brown, and he literally said in the interview that people would come up to him and be like, you know, that's so fucked up what you did to the group. It's like, yo, I played a character in a timepiece in the 80s. Like, this is not real life.
That's what, you know what I'm saying?
He's a pretty good actor. So, but it's just still like, you're watching something like if it's something like that, you're watching something that's like,
you don't.
It's a biopic.
It's don't
like.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of acting is to captivate the user, to captivate the watcher. I'm supposed to believe you're this person. You know what I mean? Like if think about it, in any acting, that you do. You're supposed to believe in theater acting. I'm supposed to look at these characters, and if I'm watching The Lion King, I'm looking at Mufasa be a fucking lion right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's more easier to believe because it's animation.
Okay. But okay,
Or
so
even
then if
newest
I'm
one when it
watching-
had CGI,
if I'm
it's still
if I'm watching Young Frankenstein, I'm looking at this guy be Dr. Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then if that's the case, if I leave here and I go, yo, you're a fucking crazy ass scientist, bro, I'm just an actor. Yo, fuck you, bro. You should be canceled. It's like, bro, I'm just. But that's what I'm saying. But like but it's like the people, like, but people now that we have, like our generations now, and like the way we are so immersed into just any video media, we're detached from the fact that like that's not real.
This is fantasy. This
Right.
is acting. Like
This is this is all edited. This has all been made for me to watch.
even so. This is why I hated the whole thing about reality TV, because reality TV legit is scripted.
Yeah.
You know, most of it.
Cops ain't.
Yeah,
Co- Cops ain't that scripted. I seen him pull up. I seen him pull up at my people's spot. I seen him pull up at my people's spot. The dude didn't know he was getting pulled over. He didn't know he was getting pulled over. Cameras came out.
I'm sorry, but you mean to tell me that
I got witnesses?
No, you mean to tell me
I got witnesses
that
that saw cops.
No, legit. Let me ask this question. You mean to tell me that somebody who's about to, like, cops who are about to go into this house where the dude's been selling drugs, he got guns and shit. You think he's not gonna see this damn big ass van in front of his house, all these cameras, and be like,
you would think that, right?
Nah, I ain't going out like that. No way.
I thought that too.
Like, come on, man.
They don't roll in the vans. They don't go in vans. They get, they be in the canine unit cars. They just take the dog out. And my man just sat in the back seat and I don't even know how the locks work.
No.
He got out the car. The cop didn't even have to let him out.
Nah, bro. Imagine cops like back in the day when they had the big ass cameras.
So then why don't niggas do that when they on the way in?
Hey yo,
the fuck?
Hey yo, all the people back then.
Yeah, I just start finagle and then fall on the door and then flick the switch. Yeah, I'm saying as I'm flailing and I'll just stop resisting arrest and then just flick.
Hey,
the
I'm gonna
switch.
tell you straight up, man. Shout out to all the camera people back in them days that carried them big ass cameras.
What? And running
like for the show Cops, you got to carry that big ass camera,
bro.
Boy, nah. I think they started having wireless shit with like. Cause you ain't gonna have a big ass cord.
No. They still got the big pack camera.
You had to have the butt pack or something like that, just so to have it like dog.
They still have the same setup.
That's still a lot of equipment to just.
They
go
still have the
shit.
same setup.
Bro.
When my man got out the car, bro, and we was watching. Yo, I went to go see it with another podcaster. I was at another podcaster's house, and like I knocked on the door. I was like, "Yo, look what's outside your house, son." And then we was looking, and the cop. Oh, someone getting pulled over. He mad. He big mad. And we was, he wrote, speeding niggas. This nigga just got pulled over, right? And then as soon as he was watching, like, more people got out the cop car. And then we saw a dude with a camera. He had the big ass camera. He had a backpack on, and he was walking up behind the cop. And we was like, oh shit, it's cops, son. And you want to be on camera, just want to run up. Hey, shout out to my mama, y'all. Just want to make.
They got body cam now.
I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they didn't just start licensing that footage and that's how you get a better budget.
They do technically license, like they got certain, especially for like news and stuff. They'll give it out to like the news companies and all this shit. But it's just not even high profile. Like I've seen some body cam footage from like certain like incidents and shit. So
I'm saying like for the regular body cam footage. Send it over to Fox. Drop it on into the cops. That's and cops.
I think sometimes it's gonna be too much. Not everybody got to be on camera. Even if you blur out the face, it's like, come on, that's still. Yeah. Even if you blur it out, like there's still people gonna be like, wait a second, that happened to
you. Fucked up. It's public record. If the cases drop and like you ain't got no picture or nothing, we
you got to cancel a whole episode. Like, come on.
Hey, that's your fault. You should have given the footage out. But if the case is done and I'm booked and you got me, hey, that's public record. Show what happened. How am I crazy for saying that? Like I can go on search right now what the person did and I'm like, oh, he did armed robbery, But then you can be like, click the video, armed
not gonna-
robbery,
I'm not gonna
and
lie,
watch
yo.
what happened too.
Hey yo, I'm not
You
gonna
be like,
hold
yo,
on, hold on.
what?
I'm not gonna
Homie,
lie.
wild.
That's wild because there was an incident where literally legit, like someone I know, like they father got into a damn like high speed chase. You to this day, you can still look up. You look up their name. First thing you see is the footage from the cop car of them chasing.
See what I'm saying?
Like, dog,
You can. Why is that?
that
crazy?
would have made good television. I'm not gonna lie.
Why am I?
I'm just saying, like, simple shit.
Like getting pulled over, like getting getting a ticket or something like that.
Yeah, that shit boring, man. I don't need all. Yeah, that shit boring. But you got. What happened? She threw hot grease on me. What? You know, and then you got the domestic violence that be wild as hell, and like the one of them, I saw one. It was one cop episode, right? They caught this lady at a gas station, and they're like, "Yo, we heard that you hit somebody with a pipe." No, I ain't do that. And then you look down, and there's a pipe right there.
No,
He's like, "So you ain't hit nobody with a pipe?" Nope, I ain't. You ain't hit your ex-husband with a pipe? Nah, I didn't. Well, he says you hit him with a pipe. And then they cut to him, and your man leaking. And he's like, yeah, I told her not to come up into this house, and then she just gonna hit me with the pipe. And so they're like, come on. And then they arrested her. But I'm saying, like, you catch the cop footage and stuff like that. No, I'm not saying catch any of the, or, hear me out, you catch these badass kids that be in school.
I mean that's different because they're underage. Like like stuff like that,
I
you
feel
can't
that.
do that. Even blurring out their faces is still just. It's still a fine line because they're fact that they're
because
minors.
underage.
Like they won't even release if a minor gets arrested for something, they're not going to release their names because they're minors.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's just say if you
There's like
got
hundreds of these incidents out there. So like what's good? Like what's I think it's gonna like fuck up the police system even worse because now they're gonna try and do some crazy shit just to get their video out. So it's like, come on now.
You mean run into a active shooting scene?
That
Like-
might make it better, but yeah,
if you want to, I mean, I'm not saying the footage shouldn't be, but it's like, we got the footage out that shows all the cops that ain't do shit and held that one dude back whose wife got shot and died. So it's like, we see how shitty you are. Okay.
actually do your job.
Show me some shit you doing for the kids. Show me some shit you
That's
got.
kind of propaganda.
You got, why is it propaganda? You show me a cop that he's doing this shit for this community.
I mean,
I'm tired of seeing the cop always shooting the guy. Show me some shit where the cop actually, playing some hoops.
I mean, I've literally seen like certain like videos of that where it's like they'll let a kid like drive in the cop car or something like that.
Who
but
makes
even,
the video though?
I mean, it be them, but it's just like
My point exactly. Like if we're gonna go ahead and point out like the criminalism in this, but then like I'm not saying defund the cops, but if there are good cops out there, why not have the police agency be the one to promote them to like, oh, ABC Family, here's some wacky cop videos, and there's a cop trying to play some basketball and gets crossed, so something funny and lighthearted at least, and then you can show cops actually being good in the community. It just makes it weird that all we do is promote, and this is why to your point, why like about this whole like a fantasy and
reality.
It's like we just show the negative. Like we download everything to the kids, anybody of any age, of all the negative shit we promote onto as entertainment, and we give no positive anything. They're now saying Sesame Street's racist.
Have you seen that video of the damn person in a costume just legit look to them little black girls and just be like, no. So I wouldn't say Sesame Street's racist, but that one person in the suit, most definitely.
Well, are the characters, sure, if they're in the suit, but I'm talking about like the actual show. They're saying the show now is racist. They have gays on the show. Bert and Ernie's gay. How?
I mean, honestly, people back then knew exactly that they were. They were two men who lived with each other.
You had
I don't care how good of friends you are. I'm not living with you for the X amount of years, bro.
we all knew.
They
y'all got
showered
the hint.
together.
Y'all got the hint. They had the bath, the rubber duckies. We all knew. And no one said nothing. Ain't no one tripped. We fuck with Bert and Ernie. We had the count. He just out here counting bitches, counting anything.
What you getting mad for?
Yo, Elmo.
I'm just saying. They mad that all of a sudden it's racist.
They saw.
How
yo,
is it racist?
they show how much of a nigga Elmo is.
Oh. Nah, the Grouch. They got mad. The Grouch also he real black today, and now
Nah,
we gotta,
it's just the fact that now they're saying like, oh,
can't
there's
have a homeless person.
There's a homeless Muppet now, the first homeless Muppet. But Oscar's been in a trash can for
First
how
of
many
all,
years?
They're considered unhoused.
This
Hey,
all these
I ain't trying to get canceled out here.
all,
I ain't trying to get canceled.
all
out
these
here.
labels, bro. Like, come
I'm
on.
just saying they're unhoused communities. I can't. This has been a good conversation.
Man. But nah, real quick, I want to talk about. So apparently there's a new DLC. There's a Terminator DLC for Call of Duty. I don't know if it's gonna be for the Modern Warfare 2 that's coming out, or if it's just for like Vanguard now or Warzone. But how you feel? Like you saw some of the pictures, right?
No, I haven't seen the picture yet.
No.
But
I posted it on our page. It looks pretty good, but it seems like it's more like for the whole T9 and T1000. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in the T1000 from the Terminator 2. It seems like it's more based off Terminator 2.
I'm surprised they're doing it. Arnold Schwarzenegger just got into some heat. Apparently, he farted in some woman's face. It's hit news. I'm just telling you the news I heard, and they're saying, you know, it was.
Was it unwanted? That's
he-
my whole thing.
Hey.
If
If you fart and you don't leave, you wanted to smell it. That's the. Am I wrong?
this reminds me of the Boondocks episode, bro. Like, bro, I'm sorry. Like,
If I see pee,
you
if I see pee, I get the fuck out the way.
like you see Arnold Schwarzenegger open his ass up, like I'm walking away.
I don't know how far it got, but it was
I don't
that's
know, man,
that
but-
was it was one of those, you know, somebody allegations come from the past to say what happened. But yeah, if they go through it during the allegations, it'd be pretty cool. I hope they do, because I'd buy it. And if they give a Gatling gun as like a weapon or
Like,
something,
that'd be if you,
you
like,
have to.
Yeah, but if it's like in Warzone or something like that, it has to be something you got to pick up or something, because it's like, bruh, or something where it's like in Warzone where you get your class, you got to buy it,
Or
because like, bruh, that's low key cheating that you just drop in with a Gatling gun. Now.
it's
Come
dirt, bro. They have a mini Gatling gun now, and it's garbage. It's so trash. I tried playing it. I tried using it. The new Fortune
Mhm.
pack, the new Fortune series.
Yeah.
Right. So I throw the grenade, got the black market box, went in, got the minigun. It shoot all over here, but the person in front of me, and I was just like, "Yo, this is the trash, the trash." I was like, "I don't even want to use it." And I emptied the clips, and I got hit markers. Don't get me wrong, you get hit markers for days. No one dies. And I was like, this is garbage. So if they do give it the minigun, I would say it'd be like that M28, the first light machine gun they give you. But they got to do something. They got to give you something. They got to give you something or a shotgun. It's the Terminator, dog. He had a shotgun.
Oh yeah, that one shotgun. He's like,
Yeah.
I would fuck with that.
What? There's one time
Because they did have that in one of
Model
the other Call of Duties where you could have the two
The
when you had
model-
the two guns and you just do like that.
the Model 18s, we called them. You know, we was reminiscing now.
Yeah. And plus they got more details about that Avatar: Last Airbender Netflix series. I think it's gonna be good. Because now they're saying the first season is gonna be 8 episodes. Each episode is gonna be an hour long.
It's an 8-hour movie. What are you talking
Hey, man. And it's gonna be a mature retelling of, like, you know, the first season of the animated series.
It's a retelling?
Like, yeah, they said it's like a reboot.
Sure.
But it says a more mature retelling. So
Who
who knows?
some fucking.
I doubt that. It's still Avatar.
If I don't
Come
see
on.
no blue alien fucking, that shit gonna be whack, bro.
We're talking about the Last Airbender.
Oh, last episode.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I
was thinking
said like
Avatar.
retelling of the first book. And then it literally said the budget for Nah, but the budget for the shit is wild. They said the budget for it was like $120 million. That's like 15. It said 15 million per
Where's
episode.
Netflix getting this money from?
I have no clue.
Bro, they just
I'm
lost
starting to think Netflix is just like Arby's. It's a drug front now.
something, bro.
Because, bro,
Netflix
you
just lost 100
losing
something-
this much subscription. You might lose more because of this whole Resident Evil.
They lost 1 million. They lost 1 million subscribers because of
Within
Resident
months.
Evil. Because and also like it went to 0.3 now because of Resident Evil. They lost more subscribers because of Resident Evil now.
Now,
How you be able to drop
and
more
now
money?
and now they trying to do this thing where it's like they gonna charge you if you sharing passwords. So I mean, I think they just gonna put their faith on Avatar now. They gotta put their faith on certain shows. Now there are certain shows.
you can know you can know through the fact of like IP addresses and like you can have more. You have more than one piece, but you have more than one.
If you have more than
device.
one running.
Device
I would
running.
say.
Yeah, like you can't like I know I think I think it's Disney Plus or HBO Max.
Or it might be Crunchyroll. Because I know
One of
like
them.
one of the subscriptions for Crunchyroll is like you could have 4 devices running at one time.
But like,
So
but
I
like the
think
basic
with,
one.
I think with the basic one you could have 2 or 3.
But even still, once you start playing, Netflix did it for me at one time. When you start playing, I had to call and find out who's on the fucking Netflix to be like, hey, when you gonna be done, so I can get on Netflix. And I remember that vividly, being pissed. I was like, so you have too many people using Netflix, mother.
Duh.
Hey, yo, you on my Netflix?
Yo, that shit
You on
that
Netflix?
shit happened to me because like I was using like one of my ex's passwords still. And like
This
I was
is
just
this is for
and I was
people
just
like you.
What?
This is for people. This ain't for people like me. My whole family know we using the password. This is for people like you. You ruined it for us.
Get the fuck out of
For
here.
using
dog.
your ex's passwords and
I
shit.
said I was before I got my own Netflix, but like for real, like
Dude, you know what I'm
get the fuck
saying?
out of here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, because they got the whole comedy. They got the comedy show now with Dave Chappelle.
But even that they got
Well,
Andrew Schultz bought his special back because they tried censoring his special, so he bought the special back. He made more money,
just putting it out independently.
bro. You made in the
I
millions.
would bet because you know
The millions.
you're just
on it.
about to put on Netflix now. Like you go to your fan base and say, "Yo, I'm just gonna drop it here," because.
But he had to buy it back. They already bought it for the.
Oh, he bought it back.
He bought it back. He was working
Well, I
with
mean,
him.
he's been touring for a while, so he's making that bread. So.
That's a
And he's
different
had
price
so many
tag.
sold out shows too.
That's a different price tag. That's a different price tag. You talking like what? Dave Chappelle's was like 5 mil, 6 mil,
I think his whole deal was 10 mil.
10 million. So you dropped 10 million for like 4 movies, 4 specials.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 or 6. No, I think it was 6. It was 8. It was
Nah.
8 specials.
It was this last recent one when he came back. He did the deal with Netflix. It was just 3 specials, and 2 of them were already done,
Mm-hmm.
and he got it for 10 million. And for him to buy that back, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like,
it's Dave Chappelle.
he would have dropped 10 million. But Andrew Schultz isn't Dave Chappelle. So my point is it's like the way they buy their specials is for millions of dollars at a time.
Sure he mentioned it on Brilliant Idiots, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I know you keep up with Brilliant Idiots. Like
He did mention
he
it.
mentioned in Brilliant Idiots about.
That's why it's like it's a lot.
Mm.
He said he spent his whole life savings to get his shit back.
Did he at least make his bread back?
Millions. He made millions back, and it's only been out since like, yeah.
Mhm.
He got new location, and his shit booming, and he like the millions he's made has only been over. I think it released on the 15th
Mm-hmm.
of this month. It released, and he's already at millions because people are subscribing, and it's $15 a pop, and you own it for forever.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, Netflix is losing money left and right, bro, and I don't understand how they're doing.
I mean, I think it's just.
A lot of
I mean,
them
a
are.
lot, yeah.
And it's also hurting the movie industry. I'm not. If the movie ain't slap, I'm not gonna pull up to the theater to watch it. And that's what's happening now
I
with
mean,
a lot of the movies.
I think it's different, like, cause I'm different, cause like I still like at least for certain movies, I like the feeling of going, but I'm not gonna go see the midnight drop or something like that.
right,
Like,
right.
You know, I'll still want to go to the theater, get that theater feel. Like unless it's like one of those big time movies, like Spider-Man, I had to see. Like
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about the crowd or nothing. I saw. I wanted to see that reaction when I saw, Andrew Garfield and,
Same thing
Tobey
with
Maguire.
Batman. I felt the same way with Batman. But then coming out with, when we went to go see Doctor Strange.
I saw that like in the middle of the day.
Eh.
I saw it in the middle of the day.
I'd rather it just hit. And then when it did go to Disney Plus like 2 or 3 weeks later, I was like, wow, I wasted my fucking money.
It wasn't like 2 weeks later. It was like a month later. Like it made their money. It made its money in the theater. I think that's how it's gonna be now. You put out in theaters. You make your money in the theater as much as you gonna get. Then you put.
I don't know, bro. Because I'm waiting. Because as it stands right now, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna go to the theater to see Thor just because
It might drop in, on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because how bad it's doing in the theaters. Like,
I'm not gonna lie though. Yeah.
I was saying, if it's a blockbuster, I'm all
like this
for it.
movie that's coming out tomorrow. Nope. I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see that. I'm seeing anything Jordan Peele. I'm seeing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean, though. Like, shit like that, I'll go see. But, like, how many movies are coming out like that we've...
I think
They're
now,
pumping-
I think nowadays because of the blur line with social media, like it's not no mystery to a lot of these like filmmakers now. It's just we're not looking at this movie. We're now looking more into who's behind the movie, who's directing it. If it's Ryan Coogler, I'm gonna see it. Or if it's Jordan Peele, I'm gonna see it.
Even that's
So
kind
now
of
it's
difficult.
just
Because, like, what was it, Spiral?
Yeah.
Was Chris Rock's first directed horror
first
movie?
direct the horror movie. His first director.
You know what I'm saying?
Me neither.
Why?
I mean, I wasn't much of a Saw fan. That's my whole thing.
But so was I. And it's just like that's what I'm saying. Like, and those last two should be blockbuster hits. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, they can. And
Yeah,
but
I think the main thing is that nowadays some of the marketing for some of these companies are getting lazy with it because they see the power behind social media. They'll just be like, oh, we're just gonna have these stars just post it all over their feed and do this and
that ain't gonna work, bro.
You still have to. You still got to make them trailers, get them drops on the radio station. You got to put the money out somewhere. You can't just rely on just. You can't just cheap this shit out and rely on your talent to do that.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
The new one, bro. The new one. Top Gun. Applebee's had a special going. You got free coasters, bro. Like they made sure you knew Top Gear Maverick is coming out. You don't do that no more, bro. And it's just like now I don't feel like the movie experience. I'm all for it, but there's nothing that attracts me to the theaters.
I think
anymore.
nowadays, how it's going to be for theaters now is just if the movie, if the company's going to shell out the money to have the advertisement there, then maybe they'll put it in theaters. I think now theaters are going to be just reserved for your big blockbuster, those really anticipated movies, just things that have a fan base, like anything Marvel, anything DC, like the new Avatar movie that's coming out. That's gonna definitely make money in the box office, or just popular like cult classics. Like I think now what they should do with theater, they should have your cult classics come back for like a day, like a week or so. Like when they had Friday come back in the theaters for a week, that was lit.
I agree.
So, but yeah, let's wrap this up right quick. All right, this has been another episode of TV Nerds. This is your host, Esoteric Child, here with Gabe Stomach. Follow us on our social medias. Follow us on our Linktree. Linktree will be in the bottom of the screen. Any other announcements you got? Barbecue truck still coming?
It's gonna be
weekend?
Lehigh.
Oh, it's gonna be Lehigh this week?
Yeah. I don't know where in Lehigh. Some boat ramp in Lehigh that got kayaks.
All right.
It's supposed to be popping. I don't know. I'm out of town. Kiss the rings, bitches.
All right, y'all. Y'all know the deal. Stay nerdy.
Get this mic
Peace.
off me. Get this
I keep coming back to you.